Yo, what's up guys? Daniel here. Today I'm bringing you this video to talk to you about the tech we should be seeing coming up in September. There's been a lot of both press events that have been officially announced and a lot of rumors, so I just figured I'd break a lot of it down for you guys, let you know just a little rough estimate of what to expect, and then at the end of the video I'll go over some other things that I have planned to bring you guys videos throughout the next month. Um, First off, let's just go in chronological order of what is going to be going on. So September 3rd, we have a Samsung event, and this event is going to be the Note 4. There's no real dancing around that. They in the event, in the advertisement for the event, or the invite, I guess you'd say, um, exactly what you'd say, actually, not I guess. But in the invite, they showed off the UI that goes along with the Note 4, and specifically with the pen, which is how we know it's the Note. It is that partial circle UI. I don't have the name offhand, but we know it's going to be the Note. There may be other things announced at that event as well, but for sure we're having a Note 4. Just today, I believe, yeah, today, there were some leaks coming out as to what the possible specs were. So I'll go ahead and break this down a little bit for you guys. We have a 5.7-inch 1440p display, so that would be Quad HD for those that don't know. Super AMOLED. It's going to have a 2.5 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 805. If you are in some regions, and in others, it's going to have an octa-core Exynos chip with four 1.3 gigahertz cores and four unspecified cores, it looks like. I'm just reading this straight off of Phone Arena, where the leak came out of. On top of that, it's going to have 4 gigabytes of RAM, a 16 megapixel 4K camera that sports optical image stabilization, which has been missing from a lot of phones that support 4K, including phones like the OnePlus One. So that will be nice. That's really needed to make that video good. In all reality, if you were looking at serious video recording, you'd be better off going with a phone that had 1080p OIS versus 4K non-OIS, unless you were always going to be using a tripod. So it's nice to see that come around. On top of that, we should see 3 storage options, 16, 32, and 64 gig, along with micro SD card support up to 128 gig. So, nothing abnormal there, really what you'd expect in a phone. It will be sporting micro USB 3, just like a lot of other phones. I expect most phones that are announced right now to just go with standard USB 2, because unlike Samsung, most other companies probably realize it's not a good idea, or it would be a waste of money and time to invest in looking into getting a different USB connector, since they're going to be changing to USB Type-C probably next year anyway, as USB Type-C is kind of evolving. But yeah, that's what we have for the Note 3. Supposedly it's going to launch with 4.4.3 rather than 4.4.4 though. That's sad to hear. I would much prefer 4.4.4 straight out of the box with ready to update to KitKat or Android L at launch. But it is what it is. The next day, on the 4th, is when the next big event is, and Motorola is teasing a couple of things. So I'm just going to show you guys the picture that came with the teaser. You have a Moto X, a Moto G, a Bluetooth earpiece, and a watch. So what does that mean? It means we're going to see probably a Moto X, well, obviously the X Plus One, in whatever name they decide to go with, whether it be the X Plus One or not. We're going to see the Moto G Plus One. I'm just making that name up because they said G, but some revised version of the Moto G, which will be nice for an even lower cost phone. On top of that, we're going to see the Moto 360, which is very, very anticipated, and we'll get some launch details of that. And then the next thing is the Bluetooth headset. Now, Bluetooth headsets aren't really that big of a deal. Why would Motorola include this in an announcement? Rumor has it that it's going to integrate Google Now in some fashion, so you can have your Bluetooth headset, hopefully, lightweight, decent looking, good battery life, and have it connect to your Moto X Plus One, and then have full Google Now integration through that. So it would be almost like having something like Google Glass without the screen. You get all of the same information, you just don't look at it, you listen to it, which Motorola is focused on voice commands in the past, so this is not really surprising, and in fact it's nice to see. all in all, we don't have too much specifics on most of the products. I mean, we know that the Moto 360 is going to be a round smartwatch. It's going to integrate wireless charging. It is, I don't think we have word on resolution, but it's going to be running Android Wear. We all know that. The new Moto G, we don't really have anything on. In fact, I think this is one of the first things, at least I've personally heard of it. The X Plus 1 is going to be a 1080p 5.2 inch, I believe, smartphone, hopefully with still very small bezels, to make it feel like a 4.7 to 5 inch phone that has normal bezels. Other than that, I haven't read too much into the specs, so I don't know offhand. But I don't expect it to be super top of the line. I expect it to be middle tier, just like the Moto X was in overall specs if you just look at the data. But I expect it to perform like a flagship phone, just like the Moto X did, with great features, and it really be the phone for people that just want a smartphone, that aren't looking for a server in their pocket or a massive supercomputer in their pocket. Just something that works, and that's what the Moto X did well, was it worked. And I don't expect much change in that motto or in that style of phone. Later in the month, we should see some kind of announcement for the iPhone 6, which, if you haven't seen much on that, expect it to have, according to MKBHD, a partial sapphire display, which will be great because it will be anti-scratch. It will also hopefully not shatter. Not too much testing on that, but we'll see how that goes. Other than that, just expect it to be a general spec bump. Maybe a better panel. Expect it to integrate better motion tracking, probably in the custom chipset. And then the one thing that I'm really hoping, and that everyone's really hoping, is a better mobile payment system, rather than having your standard like barcodes and stuff that you'd scan actually integrate NFC or something along those lines, so you can do tap to pay, which I think is really what's needed. If Apple pushes tap to pay, it will go mainstream. Just like if Apple ever did wireless charging, it would go mainstream, and at that point, it would be useful. But until that happens, until someone else pushes it hard enough, something like that, we're kind of stuck there. Also, I would expect Apple to announce the iWatch. Really, this is going to be, this year and next are going to be the year of the wearables, at least the watch-based wearables. For those that don't know, I'm wearing a Pebble Steel, which I will be doing a video on soon, because there's a few things I need to talk about. Like, for one, if you have small wrists like I do, Pebble Steel's not actually a good choice, because in my experience at least, the leather band, the smallest hole, was still too big for my wrist, and with all links taken out of this that are removable, too big. So this is getting sold to a friend most likely, and then when the Moto 360 comes out, I will be buying that if it fits. It has interchangeable watch bands that are much easier to change out with standard bands than this, so either way I'm probably getting that. I did get a chance to try out the LG G Watch a little bit, not enough to experience the UI and things like that, but I did get to wear it. I know that that one fits me very well out of the box, which is kind of what I'm looking for. But if I have to buy a watch band for the Moto 360, I'll do that easy. But either way, I will be moving to an Android Wear watch and going over my experiences with that. But there will still be a review coming for this watch. What I did to make it wearable without having to spend any extra money, when it comes to the leather band at least, is I just made an extra hole to make it fit my arm. It's not, super nice looking or anything like that, but the hole gets covered by the watch band anyway, so it's not a big deal to me. And then when I sell it, it's just going to be with the metal band with all of the watch links, which are off to the side. Other than that, we could see new Nexus devices and things like that, but those are the main events that we know of so far, is the Moto 360, the Moto X Plus 1, the Note 4, and the iPhone, and the iWatch, and maybe an iPad, actually, based off of some rumors, but we'll see. Apple usually keeps those events kind of separate, so who knows. Other than that, that's really going to be it for the event content. Now, I did want to go over with you guys real quick some of the videos you can expect. As I kind of mentioned earlier, expect a Pebble Steel review. Also expect a full review of the OnePlus One, including a couple videos on software. From there, I will hopefully doing some more be doing some more PC hardware. I know that a lot of you guys really liked those videos, and I got a lot of views on those. So obviously it's something you guys are interested in. I am hoping that NVIDIA comes out with their 800 series graphics card soon, because I would really like to do a video on either the 870 or 880. I would like to go straight to the 880, but we'll see just based off of pricing and availability what I can go with from there, because I want to do one soon. On top of that, really the last two things, I will be doing app videos soon. I have this now which can record videos straight from the screen, so I don't have to do, offside with glare and all that. And it's just going to be a lot easier to record now that I have the OnePlus. So I will be doing those. So let me know if you guys have any apps you're interested in seeing reviewed, whether they be paid or free, as long as they're not, like $10, $20 apps. And even if they are, I'll try to do them. It's just a matter of how many I can do at that point. And then the last thing, with all these phone announcements, I will be doing a review on at least one of the announced phones, hopefully more. I have to pay for them out of pocket, so I need to know which one you guys want to see the most. I would like to do the iPhone, not because I want an iPhone, but because I don't. I am very, very Android, and it would be nice to see how iOS has come since I had an iPod Touch. The last iPod Touch I had was a 3rd gen, I believe, and so it would be, for one, interesting to experience it now, and two, I shouldn't really knock, with how many changes have been made, I really shouldn't continue to knock it without going in and experiencing it for a week or two. So we'll see how that goes, and I may do that. I'm on T-Mobile's Jump program, and it's the original Jump, so I can do a couple of upgrades a year. So I will probably do that, and then the Moto X Plus 1 or Galaxy Note 4. Just let me know what you guys would prefer in the comments. If you guys don't want to see the iPhone and you just want to see the 2 Android phones that are coming out, let me know. If you guys just want to see the iPhone, don't care about anything else, let me know that as well. I just kind of need to know what you guys want to see, and I'm more than happy to do it. So that's really going to be it. I know I've been looking off to the side a lot. That's just where I have like the spec list for the Note 4 and things like that I kind of pre-prepared. Other than that, I need to stop rambling on. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.